Welcome to the Capture the Flag rules. We're looking at the field here where it's marked out, the red territory and the blue territory with the X and the equals where the respective flags are actually at. The goal of this game is to go from your territory, cross over into the other team's territory, steal their flag, bring it back to your territory. That's how you win the game. There's some points that I'll explain as we go along here. The roads that you see there at Halleck mark the boundary lines, and then the games themselves will be timed, probably half an hour, just depends on what the group wants to do. And then I'll blow a whistle when the game time is up to signify that the time is up if nobody's won the game yet. So it's important to know what the middle boundary is for this, because that's how you know where you're at. If you're an attacker or a defender, if you're on your own side of this boundary, you are a defender, which means that you can capture people who come to try to get your flag and put them in prison. But if you cross over that line, you become an attacker, and the reverse is true. The other team can capture you and take you to their prison. Now, around these are neutral areas. In these areas, nobody can capture anybody. You're welcome to go there. There's no rule not to go there, and it's actually useful to attack from these neutral areas on the sides. But nobody can capture anybody out there until you cross the roads. The roads themselves are neutral as well, and so it's only when you're in the ground inside the territory are you actually in a territory. The only exception to this rule is if somebody has actually taken the flag and is trying to run back to their own territory. If they go into neutral territory with the flag in their possession, they can still be captured until they get back to their territory. So there's two areas that are marked off with rope that the defenders, X in this case, cannot go. One is they can't stand right next to the flag, so it'd be really hard to get it if they were just standing next to the flag. So there's an area there where they can't go in, and there's also the prison area that they are not allowed to step into. And this is so, in this case, an equal person can actually run in there and stay there safe. They can't be tagged as long as the X can't reach them in there. We'll talk about that in a second. For up to 5 minutes, they can use this as a staging area. So it's a way to put pressure on the other team while maybe some of your teammates are trying to come from a different direction. But you can't do it the whole game. It's only for 5 minutes, and then you have to go out, and then you have to return to your own side before using the prison as a staging area again. So you could do it a second time, but you have to go all the way back to your own side to do that. If an attacker, in this case an equal sign, gets into the flag circle, but they're standing close enough to the edge, they can actually be tagged. The same goes for the prison. They're just not allowed to step in, but they can reach in. So it's important to know that. This happens sometimes if people get too close to the edge and then they get caught. All right. If multiple people get into the flag circle, they can hide the flag, so they can kind of huddle up and hide the flag so that the defenders don't know for sure who has it. But if they get captured, they have to give the flag to the defender. They can't hide it anymore at that point. If an attacker is caught with the flag, this counts as a point for their team. And so, as I mentioned before, it's a timed game. And if nobody wins the game outright, then the points can decide who wins the game. It also counts as a point if the attacker has the flag in their possession when the time runs out. So they might be standing in the circle still trying to escape, and then the time runs out. That still counts as a point as well. If they are not caught and they make it all the way back to their own territory, that's it. The game is over. That's an automatic win. And they can pass the flag to a teammate if they want to, particularly if, for instance, somebody's getting tired or they're just not very fast and they just want to hand it off to somebody who is fresher or faster. You can absolutely do that to get it back. If they are captured, then the defender will escort them to prison, and this goes for anybody that gets captured, whether they have the flag or not. They're escorted to the prison, and they can't leave their presence until they get them into the prison. You can pass a captured prisoner to a teammate, so another defender could take possession of that captured person and take them over. Only one prisoner per defender, though, to keep escorting them to prison. Once the flag has been recovered by the defense and they've put the prisoner in prison, they need to get the flag back on the pole, as a rule of honor, as quickly as possible. While the flag is in the hands of the defender, but it's not on the pole, and all defenders are not out of the flag circle, you can't take new prisoners. So if the flag got ran 100 yards away and the defenders are still bringing that flag back, if there's no flag on the pole, the attacking people can do whatever they want. They can get into position in the flag circle, as on this slide, until that flag is back on the pole and all the defenders are out. So it's definitely in the interest of the defending team to get the flag back up to the flagpole. So on this one, if a defender X here is captured an equals attacker there on the top, but then they see the other equals person attacking from here and they decide to go get them. If they leave that person, they are immediately free. And so this is to prevent somebody from just grabbing people and basically making them freeze. And so once they're captured, they have to stay with them and escort them all the way to the prison before they can go back to defending and trying to capture other people. Lastly, a prisoner can be rescued by a teammate, but only one at a time. So you can see in this example here, you have a prisoner, you have a free equals that comes in. That equals person can wait in the prison just like before for up to 5 minutes if they want to decide whether they want to attack or they want to freeze the prisoner. If they decide to free the prisoner, then both of them come out with their arms raised to indicate that they're not attacking, so everybody knows that they're not attacking anymore. And then they have to go all the way back to their side before they can actually both re-enter play. So there's a trade-off here as an attacker trying to rescue a prisoner, whether it's better for you to free somebody and go back, or whether it's better for you to just keep pursuing the attack. And that's something that as the gameplay goes on, you'll have to decide what to do.